Hey guys, Tank Repair bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Bocage. Today spawning in the north we have Spaget Man playing as OKW. Straight away locking into Grand Offensive. And from the south we have Lyun playing as US Forces who has Airborne, Heavy Cavalry and Recon Support. To the rankings here, Spaget in the high 30s. Lyun rank 12 as US Forces. Maybe Lyun is a tiramisu, not entirely sure. People keep changing their names, it's very hard for me to keep track of. So backpedaling early on with the Volksgrenadiers allows some nice heavy cover positioning here, but Sternpo's coming in from the side. Got some nice sandbags up there for Spaget. We're just going to try and make it happen over here now. That's the numbers for the moment, but we do have another rifle squad coming in, and now the sandbags getting turned against Spaget. The safest would be to just charge this squad over here with the whole blob. Instead he's staying in cover, trying to scrap this one out. He's moving over there now when another squad arrives, but it might already be too low to win from this point. Looks like he's going to try to push down onto the fuel point, perhaps threaten the decap. Even behind the Fusiliers, they're coming in. Another Fusilier popping in for Spaget now. You do have to be careful in these early engagements. These Fusiliers are a bit weaker, but so far, Lyun hasn't really been able to take much advantage of the riflemen being very close, very powerful in close range. So far the engagement's going pretty well for Spaget. And looks like he might be able to win this one. You can see some light cover on that side of the wood stack. Another Fusilier coming around the corner here. It looks like that's going to be enough to win. Reinforcements rolling out though, and a re-echelon breaking away, going for the fuel point on the other side of the map. A lot of reinforcements required now. Both players. See Spaget capping with the low health squads. Especially this one's not much use in combat anymore. Really only has value as a back capper. Sending off two squads to here while the Sternpo is pushed down onto the fuel, but they're not healthy enough to beat that rifleman behind heavy cover. Can't harass that. Gonna go for the cutoff, but with reinforcements arriving, don't think that's gonna work either, so it's kind of split on the forces, not really working out. Didn't put any heavy cover down on that VP either. But at least forces this off and may even be able to get the wipe here. We could see a bit of body blocking perhaps for Spaget. He's coming in with the intercept. A little bit slow, didn't get in front of the first model, so no body blocks. Still going to chase down, but I think without the body block it's not going to work. Bit of light cover into the retreat path. Kind of mitigating a lot of that damage. Alright, well here comes the 50 cal. Lyun following pretty much the cookie cutter US Forces build here. Mechanized popping. Still a lot of manpower away from a light tank. Pretty much there already in terms of fuel, so it can kind of shows how much action there's been at the start of the game. A lot of combat so far. Spaget going to try cycle through this building here. 50 cal in a very nice position here though. Kicks in with the suppression. Oof. Catches that squad as well, but this one able to get behind the heavy cover. The other one crawling back there as well. 50 cal not pushing up. At this stage, maybe Lyun thinking about just denying the fuel capture. Not really that interested in capping it himself. Capping on the muni points here. Okay, early ambulance from Lyun. Interesting. So it's going to be a very late light vehicle. If he even chooses to go for one. Which I think is a pretty good idea on this map. This map is actually pretty big for 1v1. Just like the space between your base and like the edges. It's just... it feels large. So it's typically a map that you do want a light vehicle on. There we go, big push from Spaget. Not all his units over here. If he can't win this, he's in some big trouble. But the squad with the G43 is coming on the rear of the 50 cal. And that's enough to get the job done there. So he's going to send back the low health folk to do some capping. Want to keep that Fusilier ready for combat on the front lines. Don't want that to be the squad capping out of the back. So good split of troops there from Spaget, who's going to follow this up with a flak after quite a late one though, as we can see.
The Americans have cut our supply line.
Ah, nuts. We got orders coming.
No commander lock in yet for Lyun. Maybe thinking about going for recon support if I had to guess. This kind of play.
Weapon rack is
Bring
now
in the
open.
Greyhound.
Secured.
A capture point is under attack.
In fact, he hasn't gone for a steward and gone for the ambulance, that kind of timings. So there's a bit of time in terms of command points before that Greyhound comes online. The Greyhound, you know, it's always a solid option. Don't really need the Stuart to deal with the flak half track. And the extra vision that the Greyhound has over the Stuart. A useful tool on this map where there are quite a lot of open sight lines throughout the middle of the map. You can really exploit that vision.
Anti-tank rockets on the field.
Good lieutenant positioning there.
Knock it off. Listen up.
Got some bars coming through for Lyun as well. So double bars equipped on that squad that's fighting at the moment. Maybe just a single bar on that one though. We've seen quite a few retreats there as well. Flak switching sides. Got the Raketten on the field now to defend as well. But it looks like Lyun going to be able to capture the fuel quite cleanly. Wow, it's going to be the Stuart. Very, very late timing, but maybe going for that reactively. Maybe was planning a no light vehicle strategy even. But sees the flak half track. Decides, okay, well, I just have to build the Stuart now, so it is in the works. Can of course go for some rear echelon bazookas, something like that, but
Americans are making a push.
often that handheld anti-tank not that good against the flak half track since it suppresses them. 50 cal pop the AP ammo, perhaps expecting the flak to come in from this side, but coming in from the other side for Spaget. Got two squads here waiting with the extra vision from the G43s.
Capture point is being
Just out of harm's way with that. Maybe looking to pounce after it repositions. Flak half track working nicely. G43's doing pretty well over here. Staying at range for the moment, respecting the bars. 50 cal doing a bit of damage to the flak. Quite a bit of damage now, in fact. Stuart rolling up. This could be a little bit of trouble for Spaget, potentially. Looks like he got that to within 2-shot range of the Stuart. Does have that Raketten nearby, though. Stuart not going to dive in, do anything reckless, just softening up these Fusiliers. Playing very conservatively with that over there. Fusiliers, meanwhile, on the far side. Sternpie's taking a good chunk of damage here. Doesn't have the sweepers on them yet. I'm going for the weapon upgrades, and the rear echelon going to be able to get the decap here. Back half track could try to come over to here, maybe get some damage done on the retreating squad. Got the Fusiliers in the retreat path as well. Not taking much damage though. I think Lyun running pretty hot there. There's a pretty decent chance of a wipe, but a lot of misses. And again, I think it's these light cover craters. It's providing a little bit of cover to the retreating unit, reducing the damage. allowing some of these retreats to stick.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
Stewart being aggressive here. Oh, you got to watch out those Fusiliers. Have got a very long range anti-tank grenade, but he doesn't have the munis for them. Oh boy, big mistake here for Spaget. He spent all his munis. He's cancelled the upgrade now. He's got the Faust coming in. Stewart a little bit isolated, but the Raketin getting focused. Oh, great attack round there from Spaget. But he has to get out and could even still lose this. Rifleman a little bit slow on the chase. Might still be able to get it though. Oh, I think if he was earlier on the chase, there probably would have been a wipe there. Close call for Spaget, sticking around a little bit too long with that Raketin. But yeah, you can see the dangers of, not leaving enough munitions in reserve for a snare. I'm pretty sure the Fusiliers, since they do have that longer range anti-tank grenades, would have been able to snare the Stewart over here, and then it would have been right next to the Raketin, probably would have died. And Spaget would have been riding high after that, but had to cancel the upgrade to get the munitions to eventually complete that maneuver. 50 cal spinning around here. Quick reactions back into the Stewart. See, it's not 100% repaired yet. And going to be a grenade. Wow, got out of there very quickly with that. Backup track coming in from the north. Out here. Looks like somehow not taking the negative cover from the river. Staying in the light cover of the shrubbery, it looked to me.
Battalion just released a major for action.
Pushing down onto the fuel here as well. Stewart going to head back there next. Sean managed to hold out there from behind the heavy cover. And now that means easy regather of the fuel for Lyun. The Fox Grenadiers next. Does mean that he doesn't have anything to keep the flak in check on the other side of the map though. So Spaget figures that maybe Lyun trying to leave the squad here to bait. Try to set something up, so decides to back out even though he's doing some nice damage. Didn't really have that much support. Had like one snaring squad that could get overrun. Nothing further back than that, so I think overall that was a pretty wise decision. There we go, Raketin lining up. Connecting. Stewart though going in. I don't know how he knows that that's even back there. Finds the flak popping the smoke. Got the flak base here and it is upgunned as well. Here come the snaring squads. Oh, there's a second Raketin for Spaget. But the Stewart's armor holds strong. So I didn't see that, but yeah, second Raketin saving the day there potentially. Maybe not though. Flak was still pretty healthy. Smoke really coming in clutch.
Suppressive fire!
So if he wants to complete the decapture before retreating here, could be a little bit risky. Oh, just has to give up on it a little bit too early. Just out of range of the flak though, retreating off to this side. Came down here, that was probably going to be a wipe. Not 100% sure on every retreat path on this map. Okay, Lyun going for a Scott first. Interesting choice. Knows that he's up against the double Raketins. Maybe feels like he's ahead in terms of fuel at this stage. So, going for the Scott. has an idea. You can see that Spaget is 35 fuel, maybe a minute and a half away from starting his own tank. He's got the manpower in reserve as well. Must mean that Spaget's doing pretty well in terms of KD, and yes indeed, is ahead by about 10. Quite a lot of long-range engagements on this map. You know, during the early phases, you can set up some close ranges around some of these hedgerows, but once you start to get into this phase of the game, a lot more long-range action. Can be hard to use your squads effectively if you're a faction like US forces. But, you know, the Scot can help level the playing field somewhat. Problem for Lyun is, of course, no anti-tank gun. Looks like he has ticked. Captain about to pop out and has the manpower for an anti-tank gun. So it's going to be the answer.
Capture point is being overrun.
Double bars doing well back here. Spaget's harassment not coming too much. Even though the Stuart not doing a huge amount of damage, you can see only one kill. Just keeping the anti-tank guns busy, keeping them moving around, keeping the flak half track in check. Doing enough to stay competitive, but there we go. Panzer IV on the build now for Spaget. Anti-tank gun popping out for Lyun. Lyun upgrading with the bar on that captain. Didn't stick around in base to pick them up from the weapon racks. Still has the option of going for some bazookas as well. Might be necessary with just the anti-tank gun. Is still susceptible to a vehicle rush. Bazookas would really be the icing on the cake for his anti-tank. But yeah, still commander open for Lyun. Maybe the P-47's given the most in the late game, but if he was planning to go for that, he probably would have, you know, skipped captain, locked into that commander, and airdropped in the anti-tank gun. So maybe that makes Airborne the less likely option. Maybe we're going to see heavy cavalry. I think this is like a decent map for the Pershing. Oh boy, this could be trouble. His tank gun's there though. Bounces. No activation of the AP ammo. There we go. Connects on the second shot. He's continuing to dive in. The Scot getting around the corner here. Pops the smoke. Oh, this could be bad news for the Panzer IV. I don't know why he's coming out this direction. Still no AP ammo, but the anti-tank range is going to connect. He's on the rear with the Stuart. The smoke coming out for Spaget. Here comes the flak half track and a few squads of reinforcement. But the AT guns pulled all the way back. The smoke working out very well here for Spaget. Rifleman coming in from the rear, looking for the snare. The anti-tank gun connects, but no snare. It would have been the kill shot. Probably would have lost his rifleman in the process, but I think that's a trade I'll be willing to take. Captain went down over here, by the way. Volksgrenadiers down for Spaget, though. He lets one slip. I don't think that was jammed in. That was just a forgetful lacking of retreat, but the smoke, huge. Lyun overreacting with the pullback on the anti-tank gun. If he just sat it there and went for some attack grounds, it would have worked out fine. But you know, squad for squad there. Probably Lyun had less invested into the captain, you know, low, sort of like a vet zero squad. Only had one bar at that stage, I believe, so probably less important of a loss than the Volksgrenadiers. Does mean that, you know, Spaget, between going for the Fusiliers and now rebuilding an Ogre instead of going for a rebuild on the Volksgrenadiers, only one squad to build sandbags with. which could hurt him. Especially, you know, as they're saying, I feel like on this map it's quite often a bit more campy in these late game phases. Okay, Sherman in the build for Lyun. Interesting choice. Still hasn't got bazookas on the rear echelon, so still I think quite vulnerable in the anti-tank department. Oh, we've got grenades ticked from Lyun as well. Interesting option. We're looking to do some major damage. Lyun stalling for the anti-tank gun to get into position here. It's the rear armor hit as well, but now the rifleman could go down. 2 shots. Spaget going to chase around the corner here.
Tank support is here. Sherman.
And he gets the kill. Lyun overplaying his hand to try and set up the anti-tank gun damage. Cost himself a rifle squad. You have to respect that OKW Panzer IV, with its improved scatter, just seems to get those main gun big hits on infantry so much more often. And that is a really big loss for Lyun. Only has 2 riflemen left now, and makes it even dicier in terms of anti-tank. Stewart coming around the side here. Oh wow, how did that miss? That's one of those shots where it's at the edge of the arc. Should be 100% chance to hit. Somehow isn't. Stewart takes some big damage on the rear armor. Faces the correct direction, then backs off. If he's feeling risky, he would cap and repair at the same time. So I guess he's playing it safe. Double the kitten's working well for Spaget at the moment. A lot of veterancy starting to accumulate. The T-gun has to back out for Lyun for some healing. Be interesting to see Sherman. Might have to leave it on armor piercing so he doesn't potentially get overrun. Early retreat there from the lieutenant. Guess he feels like the damage output from the flak half track makes that a necessity.
P-47 air support now available.
You see, Spaget is actually quite far behind on the VPs at this stage. Easy dodge on that nade there. T-gun not quite in range here. Okay, well, Lyun does decide to lock into Airborne. Bring in some paratroopers now. Might be a little bit late for the paras, but, you know, better late than never. Does mean they're going to have a vet disadvantage against the obers, but I suppose, you know, maybe only about 1 star on average. You'll feel that most acutely, though. Once those obers hit vet 2 and your paratroopers are vet 0, vet 1, they will get eaten for lunch. And yeah, it does mean that maybe the captain wasn't the best choice for Lyun. Maybe should have just airdropped in there, tank gun instead.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Perhaps a bit of a waste of manpower overall. Okay, he's blitzing in. The snaring squad waiting around the corner though, connecting. Sharon getting some good hits in. The flak taking some damage. Raketten's coming in from the side, but we've got the Scott getting to work now. Rifleman very low. Scott big hits. AT gun's in trouble, but not enough damage to finish the job. No supporting infantry there. Well handled by Lyun though. Spaget thought he could get something going, but that snaring squad waiting around the corner and the Scott barrage getting the big hits. Second Panzer IV for Spaget now. He's not hanging about for that Tiger. Sticking to the medium action. Scott really starting to stack up the body count now though. 13 kills. Some monster shots. It's enough for the M1919s now if that's what he's going to choose. Still the cap is open. Flak base a little bit further back, not quite covering the cutoff.
Armor here.
Okay, now Jackson for Lyun.
Let them know we got it.
And does go for the M1919s as well.
A capture point is under attack.
Sherman rolling across. Spaget can hear it crushing all the stuff in the fog of war, trying to chase it down. It's long gone. And yeah, with the arrival of the Jackson, now it could get a little bit hard for Spaget even. With that, Lyun will have a complete amount of anti-tank with the superior range.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
He's got some nice tank traps set up, and now he's looking to set up a good camp here. And Spaget, remember, he's so far down on the VPs, 124 remaining. Pressure's on him to get the job done. Big hit there from the P4 though, gets the wipe on the rear echelon. Here comes the Jackson though. Fresh Panzer IV in some trouble immediately. Bounce. He's dropping the artillery on the anti-tank gun. The anti-tank gun shooting at the Panzer IV. This one goes down, but so is the Jackson. Drives right into the double Raketens by getting that close. Trying to secure the kill. Sherman coming in now. Oh, the Scott hanging about here a bit too long. Sherman just needed one more shot, and then the P4 was down. The AT gun got destroyed by that artillery. The Stuart, meanwhile, inactive this entire time. Squad's coming in from the side on the Raketens though. Sherman staying in. Doesn't have the machine gun upgraded on that, so it's not the best in the anti-infantry department. Huffman closing in, hoping for a snare potentially, but no. Lyun just lets the squad die. Really clumsy. He's coming in from the side with the Stuart. He's popping the shell shock, the Raketen. Not there. The snare coming through though. Could still have killed the flak. Still going to try, going for some attack rounds. Sherman repaired up. Ooh, close call for Spaget. Gets away with the flak. Stuart, meanwhile, continuing to drive forwards. Panzer IV might be one rear armor shot away from dying to the Stuart. Oh, the Sherman misses the kill shot on the flak there. Stuart reveals itself. Oh! He popped the shell shock, but the shot had already gone through, so the blind didn't come through quite fast enough. Sherman popping smoke on the Raketen, hoping for the kill shot, but look how slow he is getting around that corner. I think he needed to come around this way for the intercept. And it all goes right for Spaget. It all goes wrong for Lyun. I was going to say, for him, he maybe could have used some crit repair on the Stuart if he felt like he had the window. But he just lost too much there. The Jackson AT gun squad of riflemen, was it? I think it was. 50 cal decrewed, available for the recrew. He lost his rear echelon slightly before that all kicked off as well. So after that, he is way down, and he's going to have to rely on his huge VP lead to try and grind his way back into this one now. I think the problem was, you know, he just drove forwards with the Jackson, trying to maybe guarantee the kill on the Panzer IV by, you know, staying closer, higher accuracy, better chance to pin, but by driving that far forwards, the double Raketens end up getting the kill. If he stayed like further back here, the Raketens would have taken longer to get up there. The Jackson probably could have got away alive. Oh, nice kill on the Fusiliers though. The Scott getting the big hits. Sherman still getting repaired. Here it is now. Panzer IV getting aggressive. Panzer IV does have a pretty big vet advantage at this stage. So especially combining with the Blitz would be heavily favoured against the Sherman in the head-to-head. There's still no recovery on the 50 by Lyun. It's a little bit sloppy. Really can't afford to be like Another squad down by not
The enemy
recrewing
is
this.
overrunning one of our capture points.
So Panzer IV maybe coming through to kill that now. Maybe he's going to go for the steel. Gray Jackson in the build for Lyun. Major coming out to do the capping. Spaghetti. 63 VPs remaining. Does he try save for the Tiger next? Ordinarily in this scenario as the OKW play, you would go for a probably an MG34, but maybe because he's up against a pretty highly vetted Scott, he might not want to go for that option. Feels like it'll just barraged out too quickly. Feels like he could probably squeeze in one more squad of infantry. T-gun there for Lyun. Bounce, bounce. Bar drops. Recovered by the Obers. That's bad news. All the Paras jumping on there. Save the 50. Grenades. Looking for the decrew again, but no, a little bit too slow. Does get away alive there. Spaghetti had a large window to kill off that decrewed 50. Allowing... oh boy, Spaghetti might be overcommitting. With the Jackson, the anti-tank gun there. Gets out of there quite quickly though. Sherman switching sides. Still on armor piercing. A lot of reinforcements for Lyun required, and he's low on manpower as well. Spaghetti getting ever so close to that Tiger now. 30 fuel to go. And for his last squad of infantry, could even maybe consider just another stern pile, just for like super fast repairs. It could maybe help overpower Lyun. Apart from that, maybe just another snaring squad now that he's down to just 2. But he's going to go for the machine gun. It's a strong option for, you know, the late game VP wars. As I was saying, with the Scott, maybe not quite as good as it ordinarily is. Great hits there from the Scott. Both working well here. We've got double camouflage for kittens waiting for something to happen. It's going to be the AT gun that's pushing in though. Spaghetti holding strong there with the double Raketans. Jackson must have just about been in sight range there. Could have taken some nasty volleys. Those are both vetted up. They've both got the rate of fire bonus now. So might have even been able to get the kill if he had vision there. Oh boy, population cap breached. Uh-oh. That's throwing a spanner in the works for Spaghetti. Needs to lose a few models. 21 is this? And I think this is the impact of having those double overs. Very strong, but high pop cap cost on them. 50 cal positioning. There we go. Big double Raketan volley pops off the smoke. The attack rounds. Not there. No attempts at all from Spaghetti. Lyun having to back off. Spaghetti maybe looking to set up the triple cap now. Has managed to build his way back in. At one stage it was 80 to 40. Now it's 75 to 100. It's only down by a much lower margin. But we've got the Tiger on the field now for Spaghetti. This is his hammer. Let's see if they can nail Lyun. He's managed to save off enough munitions for the P-47, so that could equalize things, at least for one engagement. Jackson spitting out some good damage as well. Hober's charging ahead, threatening the decrew on the AT gun. Sherman working nicely here though. T-gun surviving. The double Raketans inching in for Spaghetti as well. T-gun's pulling back now.
75mm gun carrier ready.
Again, the Raketten's getting the job done for Spaget. Forcing back the Jackson immediately. Scott Barrage coming in, but Spaget quick to react, gets out of there before they even start landing. Knows what to expect. It's the second Scott now, in fact, for Lyun as well. I was thinking, wow, that's a fast barrage. No, it's the second Scott. Tiger so far hasn't got up to much. Tiny bit of veterancy on that. Lyun coming up to the far side. He's biting off a bit more than they can chew there. Even go down. Looks like Spaget's not paying attention, and he loses the Fusiliers. Oh boy, he's trying to mobilize his army coming in from the flank. Tiger. The T-gun spinning around the Jacksons there. He's dropping down some fake smoke maybe. They just did now. Tiger diving in. Panzer IV a bit slow to follow. Now Tiger's missing. Here come the P-47s. Big damage. The Tiger's in some trouble. There it goes. Main gun crit though on the Jackson. The AT gun gets destroyed. The Jackson goes down. Now they're head to head. Or maybe it was the back to head. There's a 4. Oh, he's going to take the snare. No. Where was the snare for Lyun? Somehow didn't go through. So the Panzer IV able to get away. Here come the planes though. Not the best of connections. Flak half track looks like it shot down one of them. Now shot down the second. Oh, that was a bit of a mess for Spaget, man. Could have got a lot more done, but that Panzer IV is kind of hiding slightly out of sight behind the tree line for too long. Oh, and the double Scots knock out the Volksgrenadiers now as well. He lost his Fusiliers up here, now the Volks. Spaget, it looked like he was cruising on easy street, but he took a lot of losses. So did Lyun though. Just got the one rifle squad left. He's still got a lot of tanks. But losing his 50 there, losing the anti-tank gun, that it definitely hurts. He's down by 20 again though. So it looks like Spaget, as the dust settles, is still ahead. We do have a Jackson in the build. That pretty much equalizes things, though Spaget has a lot of resources, not a lot of manpower at least. Not quite enough fuel. Oh, there we go, the triple whammy. The Vet 3 Scott goes down, the second one not quite able to do so. The smoking wreck forcing the attack grounds, which aren't successful. MGD crude over here. Looks like Lyun going to jump on that, try and get the steel cooking.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
Back and forth between these two. Sherman in some trouble here. Where's that Jackson? It's coming in. The Panzer IV blitzing though. He's hungry for the kill. Couple bounces though, and here's the Jackson. Surprise, surprise, Sherman penetrating. How the tables have turned. Oof. And there we go. Spaget maybe getting a touch unlucky, bouncing couple shots there. And what a time for that Jackson to arrive. Vet 5, I think that was Panzer IV, now dead. And with Lyun stealing the machine gun, pretty much brings us back to even. Once the Panzer IV hits the field with Fusilier, we've got a couple of these tanks decrewed, hiding some pop cap. Very, very tight on the victory points. And the army sizes now. Still got that Vet 5 flak back there though. Jackson connecting. Smoke. He's backing out this way, Jackson, though. The turret not facing the right direction. Here he goes. Ooh, and he finds the kill. Excellent play there by Lyun. What a chase down. MG34 over here gets quickly decrewed by those overs. They're highly vetted, and they've got a bar adding into the equation. I think you might hear the Sherman coming out, trying to position here. Sherman doing a bit of a drive-by. It looks like the Fusiliers hoping to jump on that machine gun. Sherman looking to prevent that, but now in a bit of a pickle out in this corner. Fusiliers jumping on the machine gun. Not able to get there for a snare. Doesn't look like he attempted it. Sherman on high explosives, switching back to armor piercing now. Jackson coming across just in case. Panzer IV has gone with the command upgrade this time. I think the extra vision going to be very helpful now that he doesn't have so many Fusiliers with the G43s. And the artillery could come in handy. Wow. Double Raketens, they just refuse to miss, and the Scott goes down. Jackson trying to go for an attack round or something there, but doesn't work. The smouldering vehicle wreck blocking the shot. Oh, that was a loss that Lyun couldn't afford. He really needed those Scots. Here we got big hits. One of the AT guns hanging on by a thread for Spaget. Oh my, how is that still alive? Probably because he doesn't have a machine gun on the Sherman. One little sprinkle of machine gun damage would have done the job there. Now all sorts of vehicle pathfinding issues around this corner here. Slowing things down for Lyun. Good flank here on the machine gun. Grenade out. Oh, not quite enough damage. Lieutenant stays in the capture circle as well. Trying to keep the VP pressure on, but the Fusiliers decapping over here. Panzer IV comes out to this side, so Spaget has to give up the chase on the far side. But the Hobers and Sturms strong enough to win on the right nonetheless. Jackson back here. A little bit too far back though, not able to open fire. Driving forwards now, but again a bit of a traffic jam here. Raketens getting in close now. Quite able to fire. Jackson missing the follow-up. Paratroopers deployed by Lyun. He's got enough for another P-47.
Drop complete. Everyone here?
But he's going to go for the M1919s. So that does shut down the P-47s. No munis for that anymore. Paris is getting slaughtered by those high vet overs. Sherman coming in, but not on high explosive. Camouflage Raketens here, waiting for Spaget. Connecting once. And twice. A lot of repairs now. Lyun coming out to the far side, but Fusiliers behind heavy cover. Working pretty well over here. Easy dodge on the grenade. The Scots, though, getting some big hit. And he finally gets a decrew on one of those Raketens. Spaget able to recruit quickly, but losing the veterancy is a huge deal at this stage. No camouflage shenanigans. No rate of fire boosts. No pin bonus. It's a big deal. Well, I don't think the pin bonus would change anything actually, because there's a 100% chance to pin everything here, but whatever. Oh, look at that guy go flying. Okay, another Scott for Lyun, but if he didn't lose that other Scott, he'd still have two of them. And he'd be doing so much better if that was the case. Another Panzer IV for Spaget. I think that's the right call in this case. Can't afford to like stall for the Tiger. It's now or never on the VPs. Maybe he thought the Paris were going to get around the side here, but machine gun at a good angle to shut down most approaches. Have to come right the way around the side.
M8A1 is
Smoke out, but he's already pinned, and now the obers are in there as well, so that's not going to work. Triple cap running. Lyun has to get something going, and fast. And as I was saying, like, I think if he didn't get the M1919s, maybe he could get something cooking with the P47s doing a big push, but
down to 50.
doesn't have that as an option at the moment. We've got the smoke plane coming in for Spaget. There he goes. Trying to get something going, just driving head on into this. We've got a Shrek on these stern piles as well. Shimmer goes down fast. Spaget well prepared for this all-in. And the second Panzer IV joining in now as well. Imagine if there were some P47s coming down now. No flak half track any longer. This push would have been far more successful. And Lyun resigned to his fate here. Look at his left. There you go. Poof. Back and forth action there. Close one. And a lot of points. Kind of, Spaget was quite far ahead, but then he made that move with the Tiger over here, and it just did not work at all. Let Lyun back into the game, but a couple nice pickoffs here and there on Lyun Scots. Kept Spaget with his lead and able to close it out, mainly on the VPs. Lyun going for that all-in right at the end there. Feeling too much VP pressure. But yeah, I think the Paris right at the end there, I mean, maybe that's fine. It's like a 6-man squad, but denied him the opportunity for making a big all-in with the planes as well, which would have been so much more successful. Oh well. But yeah, GG. Good back and forth one between these high-ranked players. Anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.